Hi everyone, Melissa here. In today's video, I'm back with some more success stories. And this is super exciting because in this video, we're going to talk about healing your body with your mind. So if you've been trying to manifest better health or working on specific things with your body, I think this video will really help you. And we're still giving away that free course, How to Find Your Blocks to Manifest Anything Fast. You can find the link for that in the description of this video. Okay, let's get into it because this is going to be a really good one. So I have a client who I shared, I want to say 2 or 3 videos ago, a big success story of hers where she healed a chronic health condition. So this is a continuation of that, and she's had so many awesome health success stories since then. So I just wanted to kind of compile them together and talk about health in general on this video. So disclaimer before I start this video, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm not advising you to stop taking pills or stop seeking treatment or to ignore something that's going on in your 3D. If you need medical care, always get it. Remember, doctors and medicine is a manifestation too. So always get the care you need. You're still always manifesting, no matter if it's taking a Tylenol to cure a headache or getting a surgery or getting checked out for something. Always do that. You don't want to ignore the 3D. You want to acknowledge it, do what you need to do to be present in your 3D, in your now moment, and then you work on your story about it in your mind. Okay. So that said, let's talk about these success stories from this client. They're so good. Okay, so like I mentioned before, and I will tag it to this video, a couple videos ago, I shared that she had a big success healing a chronic condition, and her chronic condition had to do with her digestion. She'd been struggling for a long time with not being able to eat certain foods and getting a lot of physical symptoms when she would eat those foods. Getting sick from eating different foods, she had a very restrictive diet for many years. I want to say it was like a decade or more that she lived with this chronic condition, and it was very limiting in her life. And she ended up turning that around. And like I said, I'll link the video so you can hear the full success story about that. But here is a continuation of that, and then some other successes that followed. So first I'll talk about, so she went on to say that there were more foods that she still hadn't tried since she conquered her major digestive issues. And in the past, those foods gave her the most physical symptoms, the most unwanted physical symptoms when she would eat them. So 2 days later, after she had really felt like she conquered those digestive issues, 2 days later, the exact foods that she couldn't eat before ended up being in her grocery curbside order, and they were placed there accidentally by the store. So she'd been thinking about all those foods she still hadn't tried with after she healed herself, and then all of a sudden those exact foods showed up in her grocery delivery, and she didn't even order them. And when she got home and she called the store to set up the exchange, they gave her a refund for the incorrect items and said to keep them. So since she had them, she manifested those foods in her reality again. Since she had them, she told herself, she declared, I am perfectly healthy and eat everything with perfect digestion. And she ate those foods, and she says she's happy to say that she still has no digestive issues or allergic reactions to them. So this is just really, really confirmation for her that she's now embodying her new story, her new identity, her new reality is my digestion is perfect. I can eat whatever I want. So fun how that manifested, because she didn't buy those foods yet. Those were still on her list of foods to try since she knew that she had healed her digestion. And magically, 2 days after she was thinking about those foods, they showed up in her grocery order and she was able to eat them with no problem. So that was a super awesome, fun development. Okay, and now here's a couple other successes she had specifically with health. So recently her son was visiting and he got really sick while he was at her house. And she had the thought the other night that she might have caught what her son had, because she started getting a really bad headache and some body aches and some nausea and a sore throat. And she just was thinking, I'm not going to get very much sleep. She really thought she caught what her son had, and she was tossing and turning all night about it. And so then she decided, the next day she decided, I'm the boss of my reality and I'm the boss of my body. So I'm going to tell myself, nope, I'm completely well and healthy, and in the morning I will feel great. And then in the next morning, she said, besides being a little bit sleepy, her symptoms were completely gone and she was just ready for her day. So she went from having symptoms of really feeling sick to feeling perfectly fine the next day, because she took her power back. She didn't let the circumstance have the power. She didn't let the circumstance be her identity. She noticed it. She rejected it. She picked a new story. She stuck to a new truth. She had conviction in her new story, and she woke up symptom free. And you can do that too. I've done that with bruises before, actually. I remember one time I dropped, I think it was a hair dryer on my foot, and it hurt so bad. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to get such a big bruise from this. And it was really hurting. And then I reminded myself, why do I want to create that? I don't want a big bruise. I don't have to have a big bruise. Everything's going to be fine. My foot's going to feel great in the morning. In my mind, I revised it. So I would imagine the moment when the hairdryer fell, and instead of hitting my foot, I imagined it just hit the floor. And I did that a couple times over and over again until I just felt like, okay, yeah, that's actually what happened. It didn't actually hit my foot, it hit the floor. And I woke up the next day and I had no bruise and no pain on my foot. And it really hurt when it happened. So that was a really fun test of manifesting healing for my body that I was really successful at. So, okay, here's another one. So this one, she used to be really struggling with anxiety and depression. And since we've started working together, she just told me that she's now completely off of her medication for anxiety and depression. She has no withdrawal symptoms or side effects, and she no longer suffers from severe panic attacks or bouts of depression, which is amazing, amazing, amazing. Now, that's a big one to unpack. Again, I'm not ever telling you get off your meds. If you are on meds, do not see this video and then say, I don't have to take them anymore. That's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is for you to be able to see how powerful you truly are. She was able to, in a healthy, safe way, get off of her medication for anxiety and depression. And she now identifies as the person who does not need that anymore. And what I mean by that is she stopped holding on to that part of her story. She stopped, because, who you really are is I am. That's the only thing you really are. I am. You are consciousness. You are awareness. You are I am. However you complete that sentence, that's the I am you are embodying in that now moment. So if you say, I am tired, I am sick, I am fat, I am skinny, I am rich, I am poor, I am healthy, I am unwell, I am tall, I am short. Those are all your self-concept. Those are all who you are identifying as. So when you start to change that, the way you define yourself, then the reality you find yourself in, the circumstances you perceive, will match your new I amness, your new self-concept, your new identity. So she started slowly changing who she perceived herself to be. So in this case, with anxiety and depression, instead of constantly reminding herself that she had, I am someone who gets bad panic attacks. I am someone who has bad anxiety. I am anxious. I am depressed. Often I get bad bouts of depression. Instead of constantly telling herself that story, she started changing the narrative. She started changing how she was defining herself. I am emotionally safe and secure and healthy. I am always able to live in the present moment. I am I am easily able to feel good. I'm easily able to calm my body. I'm easily able to calm my nervous system. I'm easily able to shift my focus. I'm easily able to focus on good things in my life. I'm easily able to calm my mind and calm my worries. So she started changing her inner dialogue about those things, and then circumstances shifted in her world to help that reality be projected out in her 3D, to help her now perceive herself in the reality in which she no longer suffers from those things. So that's a huge win. I mean, so many huge wins. No more chronic condition, no more anxiety, no more depression. She was able to heal from feeling really sick in less than 24 hours. So really amazing, amazing progress. And when you get successes like this, personal successes like this, it really, really strengthens your belief in your power. You can watch success story videos all day long, and some of them you'll relate to, and some of them will seem amazing, and some of them will be like, oh my gosh, if they could do it, I can do it. They'll be inspiring. But the best success stories are always your own, because nobody can disprove that. You consciously manifested that. You consciously chose that experience in your reality. So these are huge, huge wins for her, and you can do it too. Use this as inspiration so that you can share your own. And if you have healed yourself from anything with your body, any illness, any chronic condition, anything physical related to health, please put that in the comments of this video, because like I said, these stories are super helpful. Maybe it will open someone else's eyes to, oh my gosh, I didn't even think that was possible for me or possible for anybody to do. Now I think maybe I can do it too. It helps really to build your faith. And I want you guys to all have success like this, because you can. Everybody can do this. Okay, and here's another awesome one. So let's see. She says, I have suffered from insomnia for about 8 years. It was hard to fall asleep, and if I did, I couldn't stay asleep. I tried natural supplements, essential oils, meditation, yoga, deep breathing, acupuncture, as well as prescriptions. Nothing worked, and the prescriptions did help. However, due to bad side effects, I had to stop. So I remembered I am the boss over my reality, my body, and my sleep. I saw in my mind a quick vision of me falling asleep quickly and sleeping through the night. I followed it with an I am affirmation, as you taught me was my God self authority declaration. I said, I declare that I am falling asleep easily and effortlessly and sleep through every night. After doing that once a day, each night got better, and within a week, the insomnia was gone. By the way, once my sleep was better, I stopped affirming and visualizing, because now I embody the state and claim it as my new reality. So awesome. So awesome. To this client, you are amazing. I'm so happy for you. I'm so proud of you. Look at all the beautiful things you're manifesting for yourself, and it's taking no time at all. No time at all. I mean, every day I see an update from you. So keep it up. Keep it up. You're changing your life. You're making your world better, And to everybody watching, these can just as easily happen for you. No manifestation is too big. No manifestation is too small, unless you deem it to be, because you are the only judge in your reality. You are the only perceiver. You are the only judge. You're the only one deciding whether or not something is possible for you. So step into the possibility. Step into your potential. If you're presented with a health issue, don't ignore it. Don't worry if you reacted to it. Don't deny treatment for it if that is something that's presenting itself to you, because like I said, that's a manifestation too. Anything can be your placebo, right? Like, let's use Tylenol as an example. If you have a headache, you know that if you take Tylenol, that's going to get rid of your headache. That's not taking the easy way out, or taking action in the 3D when you shouldn't, or that should not be. A lot of people will look at that and say, well, it's not really a manifestation, because the headache just didn't go away out of thin air. You did something about it to make the headache go away. But here's the thing. It is a manifestation, because You manifested the Tylenol, which on its own is just a thing. It doesn't mean anything. It's the belief you have in it that it will cure you that equals you experiencing the cure. So Tylenol in this case would be your placebo. Can you cure a headache without taking Tylenol? Absolutely. Just like she did with the insomnia, just like she did with the digestive issues. She started telling herself, started creating a new belief about what was true about that circumstance. So just like she did when she thought she was getting sick, she felt those symptoms. She could very easily have just been like, well, shoot, I definitely got something. I'm going to feel horrible tomorrow. My colds always start out this way. Or I saw the symptoms he had. I'm going to have the exact same thing. But she didn't. She noticed something in her reality she didn't prefer. She rejected it and she declared a new truth about it. So that's why we always say circumstances don't matter. It's what you do with them. It's the meaning you continue to give them. It's that the reaction is because of a meaning you're giving it. So when you're confronted with a circumstance about your body, even if it's something you've been struggling with for a long time, it doesn't have to take a long time to change. It doesn't have to be permanent unless you tell yourself there's no cure for this. This is permanent. This can't be healed right away. You know, everything, what I'm getting at here is everything is belief. It's your perspective. It's your perspective that changes your experience in your reality. So when you change your perspective on what's possible for you, then what's possible changes. Your circumstances change. Your reality, you shift to a reality in which the identity of the illness no longer exists, right? And here's the thing. You're not trying to attract health. You're not trying to bring health to you. The version of you who has perfect health, who doesn't suffer from whatever condition you're suffering from, exists already. You just can't see it yet. You can't see it right now because you are the only perceiver in your reality. And right now you are perceiving that you are unwell. You are identifying as the person who has this illness. So it's not visible to you because right now you're looking at your reality through the lens of that unwanted identity. When you start to shift your perspective, when you start to shift your identity and realize that you are bigger than the circumstance, you are bigger than the problem, you are the power behind the circumstance, you're the power behind the problem, that's when everything can shift. And you're constantly manifesting. You're either manifesting more of what you prefer or more of what you don't. And it's completely dependent on your perspective, on who you're choosing to be, on how you are identifying yourself, on your self-concept, on how you complete I'm healthy, I am well, I am scared, I am happy, whatever it is. Okay. So what I am are you being right now? What I am are you today? Check in about that. And then start to shift it if it's not what you prefer. And just like my client did, you know, she noticed what she was telling herself and she started changing it. Like with her digestion, for years, she was telling herself, I can't eat this, I get a reaction. I can't eat this, I can't eat that. She was constantly restricting herself. And she started thinking, I don't want to live that way anymore. I don't want to experience that anymore. So what do? You go in your mind. Okay, my digestion is working perfectly. How would it feel to be the person that has perfect digestion? She started there, and that triggered a visual for her. And so she would imagine herself eating food and watching it go perfectly through her digestion, her digestive tract, managing the food perfectly in her body. For her, that's the way she started to change her story. Then from that visualization came the affirmation, I have perfect digestion. Everything I eat is digested perfectly in my body. And so that's the new story she started creating for herself. That's the new identity she started embodying. Anytime she would eat, oh, it's okay. I have perfect digestion. I have perfect digestion. Okay. So start to change your story. But like I said, don't stop taking a medicine. Don't ignore doctor's orders. Don't not go to the doctor because you just want to heal it on your own. That's not to say you can't do that, but what you resist persists. So if you are noticing a problem in your 3D and you're pushing against it like, no, I'm not going to deal with that. I'm just going to ignore it. I'm just going to ignore it. I'm just going to ignore it. It's not going to change because you're not changing your story about it. You're not changing your perception of it. You are still perceiving its existence and its truth in your experience. So that will still remain so until you change that. Okay. So, those pills can be your placebo. Maybe it's, maybe your doctor said you have to stay on these pills for life. Well, that's a belief. That's a circumstance that you were presented with. You can choose to believe that that is the only possibility for you, or you can start to choose to believe in something else. Maybe you think, well, I don't really resonate with that belief. I don't really want to accept that belief. I'm going to get a second opinion. And then maybe you end up going to a second opinion and they're like, oh, you don't need to be on that forever. Here's a different plan of treatment. The how is not the important part. What you want to focus on is the what. What is your end goal? What is your desired end goal? You figure out what that is. You start telling yourself it's possible and true for you now, and you you allow it to unfold in front of you. Whatever circumstances come at you, you maintain your story. A good general blanket affirmation for when seemingly opposing circumstances are showing up for you. Maybe I can't see it right now, but somehow, some way, this is working in my favor. This is part of my manifestation unfolding. This is working. This is part of the bridge of incidents, getting me to my end goal, getting me what I want. What I want is true now. I am the person who is this now. I am the person who has this now. And then you just stick to your story. You persist in those assumptions until they manifest in your 3D, until they become visible in your experience. And then you keep persisting, you keep holding that assumption even when they show up, because if you like that identity, you want to just maintain it, right? So these were so good. These were so good. Insomnia, anxiety, depression, flu. I mean, oh my gosh, digestion. So many good examples there. So I hope that this helped you. I hope it gave you a little bit of insight into how you can start changing how you're experiencing your physical body in your physical world. And if you have success stories healing your body, please put that in the comments, because like I said, it's super inspiring. It helps everyone know what's, it's possible for them. It's possible for me. Anything is possible. And it's just really exciting to read all the amazing things you guys are creating for yourselves in your world, because that's what we're all about, right? We want to be able to live the best lives we can. And there's only now. So start now. Start changing your story now. Okay. Oh, and related to health, I do have an affirmation bundle for healing your body, fitness, and weight loss. So it's all bundled together. If you're interested in starting to change your story, any of those areas, I'll put the link for that also in the description of this video. And I think that's it. So, all right, everyone, I intend you have an amazing rest of your week. Step into your power today, right now, and start manifesting everything you want. All right, I'll see you in the next one.